Giant City as the number one draft pick. There was a lot of pressure on him. He started right away, and then COVID hit. And during COVID, he wasn't even really able to see his teammates. He wasn't able to see his coaches and the support staff in person. He was basically isolated in an apartment, and I think Matti Pellegrini went through a lot of the same. Another young player, 19 years old, even farther away from home. He had never lived away from home, and he's from Argentina. So imagine he comes to a different country at 19 and has never lived away from home, and all of a sudden you're stuck in the pandemic, living alone in an apartment. It's very lonely. And so, I tried to convey all of that in Robbie's story that, yes, he's an incredible talent, but he's also a young guy who's having to make a lot of life adjustments at the same time. And, it was difficult for him. So I really enjoyed interviewing him and writing that story. I'm really happy to see that Phil Neville has taken a special interest in him. And Phil Neville is everyone keeps telling me this, to a man, to a woman, to everybody. He is a people person. And, I can even see it just in my very brief dealings with him. He's a people person, and he is really into personal relations with his players. He takes each one as an individual and tries to talk to them every day and, see how they're doing and check in on them. And not every guy needs that, but some guys do need that. And I think Robbie is really benefiting from that relationship. And Robbie also happens to be a Man U fan, huge, and always used to watch Phil Neville and David Beckham as a kid. So for him, it's a huge thrill to be able to learn from them and be on their team. And everyone tells me, including Pizarro, I did a big story on Pizarro, too, the other day. This has been my big day of profiles. I don't know if you saw it.
I saw it.
Yeah. Pizarro also said, when I asked Rodolfo, who stands out to you of camp so far? Are there any young players or somebody that has really improved? And without batting an eye, he said, Robbie. He said, Robbie's a different player, different person. He's happy, he's confident, and everyone is saying that he's going to have a good season. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does.
I got to ask you something that, I just thought about this as you're talking about all of this. And how much do you think Phil Neville benefited from coaching a women's team? Because I think, in a women's team, there's more communication, there's more camaraderie, there's more understanding, because the testosterone is out of the freaking locker room, and the machismo stuff is out of the locker room and all that stuff. And sometimes in a lot of male-dominated locker rooms, there's a lot of that stuff that kind of gets in the way of actually communicating and understanding people. And I think, Phil, if you have to coach a women's team, I think you have to communicate and learn about the human beings that you're coaching on the women's level, because I think women do it on their own as it is. So if your coach is not doing it, you're going to kind of ostracize yourself from your own team. I think it helped Phil Neville coaching women to then deal with men and say, this communication, this kind of understanding and bonding, it paid for me at this level. It should pay off for me at this level. Your thoughts on that, or am I going completely off board there?
No, I don't think you're off board. I mean, I remember hearing Ron Rothstein talk about what it was like coaching the Soul, the Miami Soul women's WNBA team, versus coaching guys. And, on one hand, Phil's been asked about how's it different coaching men and women. The soccer is the same. I mean, they're still world-class athletes.
Right.
They want to be motivated. They want to win. The women are just as competitive as the men and all that stuff. But women, in general, women do communicate. Women communicate. They like to communicate. They like to know exactly where they stand and what's happening and what does the coach really think of them. And there's a lot more conversation probably that goes on. And I know that from what I read about Phil when he got the job, I was reading some of the stories about him, some of the players from the English women's team talking about him as a coach, as a manager, whatever. And they all said that he was an excellent communicator, that he used to, he would write like team notes and memos. And he's also, the thing about him is, I think it's not only that he's a people person, and that really pays off, obviously in the women's game, but I think in the men's game too, it pays off the same. He's also extremely organized. the two things I hear about him are people person, organized. And this is not a knock on Diego. Diego Alonso's a nice guy. I liked him. I got along with him great. We all did. He was a nice person. Different culture. First of all, he comes from Latin America. It's a little more of a macho, and I can say it, I'm Cuban, so no one accuse me of anything. Okay. The Latin male culture is a little more macho and a little more like just suck it up, be a man, blah, 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 the idea of team bonding and communicating. And, some of the Latin American coaches, that may not be their style. And the other thing is organization. Again, I'll say it. I'm from a Latin family, rules, part of what makes Latin people so much fun and so warm and everything is that they're not obsessed with rules and with everything has to be done exactly this way and blah, blah, blah. And so, it tends to be a little loosey-goosey, maybe a little less organized sometimes. Phil Neville, from everything I hear, this guy is super organized. He has spreadsheets. He has charts. He has graphs. I mean, he's really, really, really organized. And Chris Henderson is too, by the way. So they both have that in common. I'm learning some stuff about the inner workings, and both of those guys just happen to be extremely organized. They're both into binders and, graphs and charts and all kinds of, planning. They're very much into planning and organization and schedules. And so I think Phil's approach is just different. The team, the practices, the approach, everything is very, very organized, very structured, I guess I would say. Structured versus a little less structured. And, for some players, I think that's really going to be beneficial. Maybe for some of the Latin American guys that aren't used to that, now they're going to be the ones that are going to have to adjust. There's definitely been a culture change, I will say. There has been a culture change on the team, and Phil Neville's culture is different from Diego's culture. He's very much about, like I said, personal relations, organization, schedules, plans, all of that stuff, keeping calendars. And, maybe the Latin guys are going to have to do the adjusting now, and that this is better for the Robbie Robinsons of the world. It remains to be seen. But the team is very different this year. The leadership is different. The mojo, everything is different this year. And I'm sensing it from everybody that I talk to, and the front office people and the players and everything. I am really looking forward as the beat writer to telling the story of season 2. There's going to be a lot of new players, new everything. So new atmosphere, new ambiente. Okay, it's a new ambiente over there.
I'm with you. Michelle Kaufman, of course, covers Inter Miami for the Miami Herald. Follow her on Twitter at Kauf Sports. One more thing before I let you go. They added the right back, Kevin Learderman, but they also added my guy from the Arsenal, Kieran Gibbs. Overall, there's been a heavy investment on defense. And so I'm expecting a much better defense this year with all the additions. I would imagine you too.
Oh, yeah. It seems that is definitely, and again, when we met with Phil for the very first time and asked him what is going to be different this year, what is your primary concern? He said, my primary concern is we conceded way too many goals and the defense was too soft. He said he wants this to be a defense that nobody wants to play. He wants it to be a defense that other teams, are like, don't want to play and are afraid of. And most of what they've done so far in the preseason has been bolstering the defense. From Ryan Shawcross coming, he's a defender, and the two new guys they signed. And Gibbs will be joining in July, so he won't be there. April, May, and June he won't be there, but he will be able to join at the beginning of July. I believe July 1st.
Yep.
So
yep.
July, August, September, October, he'll be here. Absolutely, their number one priority was defense for Chris Henderson and for Phil. Their number one priority was defense, and that's where they've put most of the new bodies are in the back. They have they have a lot of attackers. They have a lot of talent up there. You've got Lewis Morgan, you have Higuain, you have Matuidi, you have Pellegrini, you have Rodolfo Pizarro, you have Robbie Robinson, we just said. So I think they're pretty happy with all those players. I think their primary focus was fixing up the back a little bit.
Follow her on Twitter at Koff Sports, more importantly, so you can get some great coverage and great insight on the team. Catch it at the Miami Herald. Subscribe online. Support our local journalists like I do. It is so important. Michelle, as always, you are awesome. Thank you for taking some time. Great stuff this week, man. I mean, great stuff all the time, but a lot of the profile pieces were just terrific, man. Great work.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm trying to let people know who these players are and tell their stories a little bit. So, also had a Hoop story for you Miami basketball fans out there. Look for my Miami Hoop story that ran today on all the changes that are going on with the Hurricanes.
Check it out at the Miami Herald. Michelle, you're awesome. Have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe.
All right, thank you. Thanks for having me.
You got it. There you go, Michelle Kaufman. Great insight on the team. Don't forget that Onside Radio gives you a ton of options now to listen to the station. You can download free apps from radio.net. Podbean right now, you can listen to us. Radio FM, Simple Radio, Zeno Radio, MyTuner Radio. I'm telling all you got to do is go to our website at onsideradio.com. Go to the right side. All the links are there, baby. OnsideRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Every Thursday, NBA fans can catch one of the best basketball shows in the country when Ethan Skolnick and Ira Winderman host Inside the Paint. Listen to two of the most knowledgeable and connected reporters in the business. Get year-round insight every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. with Inside the Paint on the home for hardcore basketball fans. OnsideRadio.com.
ADHD. It's the child who can't pay attention or sit still in school, right? The answer may be yes. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or ADHD, can be complicated and it can last a lifetime. Living with a condition can sometimes be a challenge. It may take years to accept a formal diagnosis, and it's not always easy to find the right treatment plan. Did you know that up to 75% of children and adolescents with ADHD have at least one additional mental health condition that also requires a comprehensive approach to treatment? ADHD guidelines were recently updated to reflect the need to screen for associated disorders. Be sure to talk with your child's doctor about proper screening and visit moretoadhd.com for additional information. That's moretoadhd.com. This message has been brought to you in partnership with ADA, ACO, and CHAD.
Big news, Miami fans! Body Armor is proud to be the new official sports drink of Major League Soccer and Inter Miami CF. It doesn't matter if you're a player or a fan, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you with potassium-packed electrolytes, antioxidants, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Whether you're at home or in the starting lineup, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you from kickoff to the final whistle. Body Armor, now the official sports drink of Inter Miami CF, available at your local Publix.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
If you missed 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, you missed.
And we hit 18,953. And since then, we have recovered 73%, and we're now at all-time record highs. So there's an old saying, when there's blood in the streets, it's time to buy stocks, baby. And that was the time to buy. And another thing is, when the Uber driver tells you to buy something, you get out.
4th and 20, weekday mornings from 8 to 10 a.m. right here on OnsideRadio.com.
At Baptist Health, we are ready
to serve, to treat,
to safely proceed with your procedure.
We're ready for ER visits and office visits with skilled surgeons,
advanced medicine,
and multidisciplinary teams.
We're ready for new arrivals
and new recoveries.
We are ready.
We're ready to diagnose, treat, and manage anything that comes our way
with exceptional care and comfort.
With the same preparedness and compassion you've come to expect from Baptist Health.
And we are ready.
We're ready.
We're ready
to care for you.
With Make-A-Wish, the impossible becomes possible. A girl battling cancer can become a race car driver battling the course. The boy showing all the nurses his fire trucks can take the helm of a real one. Wishes can give kids with critical illnesses the strength to keep fighting, get better, and grow up.
Where there's a wish, there's a way.
Wishes need you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
All right, we're going to close out hour number one. Excellent job by Michelle Kaufman. Really good work. You got to read that Robbie Robinson article. And, it was an adjustment for him last year, like a lot of young people. Listen, man, the last year has been an adjustment for all of us, one way or another. For some of you out there, you're dying because you can't go to a club. For some of us, we hate the fact that we can't hug our parents and our grandparents and friends and things like that. For others, they lost their careers, they lost their jobs, they lost their businesses. This has been rough on everybody, and just to do your job has been that much harder. In fact, Riley last night in his press conference talked about how this has been hard on everybody, right? Because this has taken a toll on everybody. It's changed all of our lives. And it's altered it. And sometimes it's altered it for the worse for some people. Not a lot of us have come out better from the pandemic. Not most of us did not. You know what I mean? So this is, and we're still in the middle of it, So it's tough. Matt Walker says, "Hey, are you watching UFC 260? Yeah, I would imagine I'll watch it for sure. Yeah. I usually watch the UFC matches. Now, remember, I'm not Alex Donald. Okay, I watch them, but I don't know what the hell I'm watching. Okay, I mean I know some of the fighters, but Dono is the man. He's the better one to kind of get real insight on it. All right, I don't tell you about something that I don't know about. If I don't know about it, I'm just gonna tell you, hey man, I don't know too much about it. But yes, I will watch it. I watch all the UFCs, man. Every single time, I never miss them pretty much. It's got to be a weird thing if I miss a UFC fight. I may not watch all the prelims. That I won't. That I will admit. I'll probably watch the back end fights. Do you watch even the prelims, Tito? Or are you like Alex Dono crazed?
Well, when Lee Sterling gives us bets.
Oh,
yes.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That does. I will admit, I'm driving home, and always listening to Dono and you. And when you guys bring on Lee, and Lee makes and he usually actually, now that I think about it, he does make a lot of prelim predictions, actually. Now that I think about it, because I do find myself going, wait a minute, when is that fight that Lee was talking about? And so I try to find which one it is in the order. And yes, he's done it several times where he's picking those early fights, Matt says, at least you're honest. Yeah, sometimes I'm probably honest to a fault. But anyway, so it's just been tough. So great job by Michelle Kaufman explaining what Robbie was going through. All right, we got 1 hour down. We got 2 more to go. We're going to hear from Riley when we come back. Riley had a lot to say, and we're going to break down his comments late last night after everything went down and everything was official and announced. Riley addressed the media. We'll go over his sound bites because he had a lot of really interesting things. Hour number 2 is next.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Welcome to OnsideRadio.com. Broadcasting from South Florida to the world. No station in South Florida provides more live and local sports talk.
This is like rock and roll with no music.
Follow us on social media at Onside Radio.
Hey It's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
Now streaming online. Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Time to get in the zone. The Onside Zone.
And look, man, I don't care if you're my wife. If I don't agree with you, I'm going to say it. You know what I mean?
The Onside Zone.
He's a liar. And there's nothing new about that. He's full of crap. If you're believing that, I got a bridge in the Keys. It's the one on the right side. Just want you to know, when you're going south, you'll see the smaller bridge on the right. I've got that one for sale if you're interested.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
That's the one boy band that I will say, dude, I'll stand up for Boys to Men every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Love those guys.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. The Onside Zone with a Big O.
All right. All righty. Hour number 2 is on, baby. We take you till 3. If you want to get in, the lines are there for you as always at 888-441-4623. Text line 844-416-8123. 8123. We'll answer your text in a few minutes. And, of course, on Twitter at Big O Show. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, you can always send in your questions. As always, Anthony Perez just sent in a question, and we answered it there. So many ways to contact and connect with all of us. Now, Riley last night, after he bamboozled a couple teams for Bjelica and Oladipo, addressed the media and addressed several subjects. And one of the things that I loved about it, and Tito's my witness, and some of you that have been watching, I was kind of off the bandwagon of the Lowry trade. I was not about it if we had to give up the young guys. And I kind of want to keep the flexibility and the young guys. Well, here's Riley addressing the question on wanting to improve the team and his young assets. The first.
We've been continuing to work, Ira, obviously, on trying to improve, to try to get better, as a team, organically from inside. At the same time, realizing that, even though we went to the finals last year, we love our base of young players that, if there was any way that we could sort of fill, a couple of spots to help us this year, but also to preserve, what we have, going on in the future, then, which is to have good, young, solid players and, something to build around. And the other thing that you always think about when you're in our position, and I'm talking about Mickey, myself, Andy, Nick, Chet, Adam, is that how do we build our asset base? And so I do think we have a very good team. We added to the team today with Victor and Belly. I do want to thank, obviously, KO and Chris, Avery, Mo, those guys, served us well. And if you can add to your asset base and keep your future somewhat intact, which I really didn't want to mess with too much, and add to that, then I think, we'd be ahead of the game.
right, we'll get to Riley. I'll get that breakdown in a minute. Maybe a little while. We got breaking news. The Miami Dolphins have traded their third overall pick in the draft to the San Francisco 49ers for the number 12 pick in this year's draft, the 2021 third-round pick that San Francisco got from the Robert Saleh hiring, which is the Jets pick, which that should be an extremely high third-round pick. I'm going to look it up for you right now to make sure I'm right on that. And then first-round picks in 2022 and 2023. That's, wow. So he ended up getting 2 first-round picks and a third extra because they swapped 3 and 12, so that doesn't count. But you get 2 extra. So now you got 2 first-rounders in 2022 and 2 first-rounders in 2023, and you got 2 third-rounders this year.
Wow.
So 2 first, 2 twos, 2 threes. Okay? That is, again, I'm just telling you, this guy knows what the hell he's doing. He just handles this the right way. He maximizes everything for this team. Every stinking opportunity they have to maximize, they maximize it. So they end up getting 2 extra first-round picks and a third-round pick. That is absolutely amazing. Here we go. New York Jets, their third-round pick is number 66, I would imagine. Well, no, wait a minute. 86 is what it is. 66 is their pick. 86 has to be the Niners pick, I would imagine. So
you know what this makes me feel like?
What?
It makes me feel like they really like Waddle.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Obviously it's a haul, and you're never gonna say no to that haul, even if you love Jamar Chase, Pitts, Sewell, you're gonna take that haul every time. But the fact that they're comfortable enough to go to 12, and they got 2 first-rounders and another third-rounder for this upgrade.
And they still get what they want, which is a receiver.
Right.
See, the beauty of this year is that there are 4 quarterbacks going in the top 12. So 4, so now you're left with 8 picks for position players. And then, Penei Sewell is going to be one of those guys, so that takes up 5. Pitts will be the other guy. That's 6. It just starts to open. So before you know it, you're going to have the receiver there. There's no way they're drafting all 3 receivers by that point. It really is amazing. That's a great job by Chris Greer and the Miami Dolphins. You move down, and it shows also that now Carolina must have not been offering enough. Some of these teams are desperate. They weren't willing to go in the direction that the Niners were supposed to go in. So now I would imagine they're going to move Garoppolo. Right? They're going to try to trade Garoppolo somewhere now at this point. But now you're committed to a young quarterback at number 3. And
if you're Jimmy G, you do not feel good.
No, of course not. No. Or Jimmy G could play 1 year, build up his value, stay healthy, then they move him, and then the young guy takes over in 2023. I don't know. I doubt they're going to throw. Well, maybe they will. Maybe they throw. 2022. Maybe they throw the young guy to the Wolves right away. Who knows? So the Niners have made a monster move, and the Miami Dolphins have absolutely cashed in a big time. You know that they have turned Tunsil into 5 first-round picks, right?
I think it was
no,
4.
4.
Yeah,
4
4
first-round picks.
It was 1 last year. It was an extra one last year.
And an extra
one this year. And then now they've turned it into 2 more the next 2 years.
And they got 2 second-rounders, right?
Yeah.
So they turned Tunsil into 4 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and a third-round pick.
Wow. That's a haul.
Okay? They turned Tunsil into 4 first-round picks, 2 second rounds, and a third. How's it feel to have a real freaking general manager on this team? Huh? Huh, Dolphin fans? You got a real general manager on this team. He drafted Tunsil, and then he turns him into 4 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders, and a third-rounder. You realize that Chris Greer has made a Jimmy Johnson-like move, Herschel Walker style. I mean, are you kidding me? You get one player, and you turn them into 4 first-round picks, 2 second-rounders, and a third. That's, I mean, he's not done yet.
That's nuts. They're going to have 2 first-rounders for the next 3 years.
They've had it for 4 years.
Oh, yeah, I guess 4 now, yeah.
Okay. You want to know how to rebuild the team? Hire Chris freaking Greer. Okay? You want to know how to redo a team up? Hire Chris Greer, dude.
And you know what's great about this also? Penei Sewell is not even going to be available at all. There's no shot. It's great.
No, there's no shot.
But it opens up the board for them a little bit more, right? Like now there's less pressure.
Oh, now you're going to get your receiver. You know, that's probably what's going to happen.
I think that's either Devonta Smith or Jalen Waddle territory.
Yes, there's no doubt. Jamar Chase, no shot.
Yeah, no, neither Chase nor Pitts probably.
No, yeah, definitely not Pitts. But Jamar Chase, no shot. He lands at 12. You will either get Devonta Smith or Jalen Waddle at 12. Guaranteed. So you got your receiver, and you got him with what's it called? What's the kid they just signed now? The
Will Fuller.
The Fuller the fifth.
So you can pair Fuller and Gesicki and DVP with either Smith, Waddle, and I don't think I'm leaving it because you're gonna have to pick one of the two, right? Smith or Waddle.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is awesome. This is simply awesome. Wow. I mean, I just, it's crazy. Wow. How Chris Greer has done this this is maybe one of the best general manager moves in Dolphin history. Seriously.
It's definitely the best trade in terms of draft compensation any GM has made for a Dolphins player.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
Just purely draft compensation, by far. It's not even close. I think in trade history, I don't know the Dolphins trade history enough. I was born in 1995.
No,
so.
I know plenty of Dolphins trade.
I don't think
outside of trading for Shula, because obviously that led to Super Bowls and one of the greatest 30-year runs in all of sports history. Outside of trading for Shula, this might be the second best trade ever. I mean, that really, seriously, that's amazing.
I can't tell you how excited I am that they're not going to take Penei Sewell now. Suck it.
That is. I mean, that is crazy, dude.
Hell of a haul. And they're going to go 4 years with having 2 first-rounders in every draft. I don't know if that's ever been done.
I don't know. That's wow. I'm floored by this. This to me is. And this puts the Dolphins also in a just a dominant position for the next couple of years as they continue. Remember, this is a team that continues to improve. Okay, so they're doing all of this. They're adding all of this on top of everything that they're already accomplishing on the field. Okay. Again, I mean, you turn Laramie Tunsil into 4 first-round picks, 2 second-round, and 1 third-round pick. That's just
Dolphins front office needs to. They deserve a plaque.
I think we need to build a statue of Chris Greer outside the stadium. It's time.
This came out of left field, right?
Yeah, because normally you wait till draft day.
Yeah, till draft day and drive up the price.
No, but this tells me that you're not going to get a price like this. 2 first rounders and a third rounder to move up 9 spots. That's a lot, dude. That's a lot.
Also, this I don't feel like this should even be stated. I think it's rather obvious by now. But if you still don't believe it, then you're a sucker. But this is full faith in Tua. 100%.
They always had faith.
Right. I'm saying if you're still a sucker and one of these, tinfoil heads that
was a media thing.
Right,
that was fans. I kept telling you the entire time. All they've shown you is a commitment to Tua. They've never shown you that they didn't waver from Tua. They told you how much they love him. They told you how much they're gonna build around him. They put the what was it? Hawana, what was Aloha?
Aloha.
No, it wasn't Aloha. It was something else. Something
Ohana.
Ohana. They had the Ohana on there, which meant family, which, you're going to put that up there for months, and then you're just going to trade the guy? That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Miami now has 12, 18, 36, 50, 81, and 102 in the first 3 rounds. So they're going to have 6 picks in the first 100 players of the draft.
Yeah.
You're going to get 6 top 100 players in this NFL draft. I mean, barring that they continue to trade back, which wouldn't surprise me, but yeah, wow.
Yeah. Wow, that is. I'm just happy to be a Dolphins fan, and I keep telling you this again. Stop worrying about the past. Stop living in the past. Put the past away. This isn't the same old Dolphins. The other shoe isn't going to fall. You haven't been faked out. You actually have a real GM. You actually have a real coach. You actually have an up-and-coming quarterback, which a lot of you idiots out there that are actually not giving Tua the love he deserves, you will be proven wrong, and you will look foolish, okay? You're going to see a different Tua this year. I'm just saying. It's just, I think Tua was outstanding last year, considering everything he had to overcome. So stop living in the past. Let that crap go. This is a completely different organization. This is why, for many years, I wanted Chris Greer to take over. Okay? This is why, when I was at QAM, and I would say, hey, the guy they need to give a shot to is Chris Greer, and they never do. Why? Because, of course, the black guy. We all know. But it's just, finally, they came to their senses, and only good things have happened to them from the get-go. The guy brings in flow. He adds great personnel people to the department. They've made trade after trade after trade after trade. They don't get screwed. They usually get the better end of most of their deals. They've done a really good job of drafting. They've identified the right people, usually in free agency. The results are there from 5 to 10 wins, and now we're hoping this is a playoff trip this year. And I already told you, following year, we're celebrating a championship in Arizona. And Onside Radio will be covering it. We'll be there all Super Bowl week. We'll be there for the game. Tito and I and Dono will probably do some kind of a Dolphin Super Bowl winning post-game show. You ready for that, Tito, in 2 years? So we're going to do all of that. Don't laugh. It's going to happen, Tito. Have faith. I'm telling you. Several Onside radio hosts will travel to Arizona that year to do their shows all week long. And then, obviously, we'll have our own live roundtable after. We'll be, maybe half drunk while we're doing it, but, we'll be doing it. Matt Walker says, this is a great middle finger to the clowns that say Greer sucks as GM. I mean, seriously, who says Greer sucks as a GM? I remember when I was doing my podcast in the last year, several months, I don't know, a couple months into it, there was these two trolls that would always come on and diss Greer and all that. But it was like every day. So it was like, it became look, I don't care. If you don't like Greer, that's fine. But then I had him every day on the chat board, and I just, got rid of him. They could actually join us on this chat board because they haven't been blocked, but they probably don't want to do that. I don't even know if I remember their names anymore. But anyways, if they did that, then I would definitely have fun with them because they definitely look like idiots. But that's fine, man. It's all in there. The problem is too many of you are sheep. You have no balls. You don't lead. You don't think on your own. So then when you hear one person say, well, Chris Greer has been part of the problem for the last 15 years, then you repeat that. I always hear people repeating that, and it's like, did you ever think for yourself? Did you ever understand that every GM kept Chris Greer? And all your reports are on a hard drive? You can't change them. Everybody knows what commitments you made, what players you like, what players you didn't, because you filed your reports. They're all on hard drives. It's just when the black guy gives a report, the black guy doesn't get the same respect. So the black guy doesn't get the opportunity. So that's why the black guy had to wait 4,000 years while you kept hiring and firing one clown after another. That's all. Problem in our world is if you keep judging people by their sex, their sexual orientation, their color, their nationality, all of that, one, you're a terrible person for that. Two, you're cheating yourself out of growing as a human being so you can learn about others. And three, you're also being disgusting because you're not treating everybody equally. And that's the problem with Chris Greer. He wasn't treated equally in the Dolphin organization. And finally, they came to, their senses and said, man, we've hired all these outsiders. We got a guy inside, and everybody keeps him. And his reports obviously are really good. Because when you clear out your personnel department, I'm sorry, Tito, are you keeping the scouts to give you shitty reports?
No.
Okay. You're going over the reports and going, wow, this guy thought Jamarcus Russell was going to be the greatest player. You're fired, asswipe. Get the hell out of here.
So there is a change in the report. It's not a third-round pick in 2021. It's a third-round pick in 2022.
Okay. All right. That's fine. All right. So it's not the Jets pick then? Or it is the Jets. Maybe it is the Jets.
It depends. I don't know what the rules are stipulating that.
All right. That's fine, man. That's fine. They got a boatload of picks this year. I'm not worried about that. Okay. So the third-round pick is next year. So now they've got 2 firsts and 2 thirds. Okay. I'm good. It's all right. No problem. They're still going to get their receiver this year. So you're going to get either Waddle or Smith at 12, and then you pair him with Fuller. You got nasty-ass speed on the field. Now Tua's going to rip it, dude. It's going to be so awesome. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. Clay Ferraro is set to join us at the bottom of the hour. Weeknight, 6 to 7 p.m. game night with Michael Christian. Listen to the show that provides the smorgasbord gamers love and sports fans desire, from breaking sports news to the latest in the gaming culture. Catch game night with Michael Christian from 6 to 7 exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
She's kind of a big deal. Some people like to say it's only because of how she looks. She sticks her tongue out a lot. But there's just something about her that makes people do crazy things, like get tattoos of her face, or wait in line for hours just to say hi. Lil Bub is a 2-year-old cat, an Instagram celebrity with a following bigger than some 90s television stars. And it all started because she was adopted. You can't buy a best friend like Lil Bub, but you can adopt one. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Riddle me this. With all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's new Papadia? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Get a new Papadia, 4 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Big O for M&S Air Conditioning. You know, air quality in your home and business is more important than ever. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning and let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit. Folks, it attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. With stellar customer service, answering your call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. For more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans, visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
Every Thursday, NBA fans can catch one of the best basketball shows in the country when Ethan Skolnick and Ira Winderman host Inside the Paint. Listen to two of the most knowledgeable and connected reporters in the business. Get year-round insight every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. with Inside the Paint on the home for hardcore basketball fans. OnsideRadio.com.
Big news, Miami fans! Body Armor is proud to be the new official sports drink of Major League Soccer and Inter Miami CF. It doesn't matter if you're a player or a fan, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you with potassium-packed electrolytes, antioxidants, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Whether you're at home or in the starting lineup, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you from kickoff to the final whistle. Body Armor, now the official sports drink of Inter Miami CF, available at your local Publix.
If you missed Man of the Match with Alex Dano, you missed.
So Deshaun Watson has sat down with new Texans head coach David Culley. Did he have his teeth in for the interview, David? He's a little older.
Hold on, let me get my dentures in here, Deshaun. Deshaun, hey, just give me a second. We're eating this pineapple here. It's getting stuck in my dentures.
Was he watching Murder, She Wrote during the meeting?
Deshaun, it's getting a little late here. It's 7 o'clock. I got to go to bed soon, all right?
Deshaun, it's 4:30. I've got to go to the early bird special.
Deshaun, give me a second. I'm just taking my Metamucil here. If you just give me a second.
I've taken Metamucil before, actually. It works. I'm not even that old.
Man of the Match with Alex Dano, weekdays live on South Florida's home for sports talk, OnsideRadio.com.
Alrighty. Welcome back. We take you, of course, till 3. Clay Ferraro is going to join us at the bottom of the hour, and we're already there because I went long on this last segment, so I got to go extremely short on this segment so we can be joined by Clay. Again, so it looks like the Dolphins have made a move. They have now traded their third overall pick in the draft. And for those of you that might be tuning in now, it's a third-round pick in 2022, not 2021. So there you go. It's just absolutely amazing. Really. Just crazy stuff that they've turned Laramie Tunsil into all of these picks. Okay? That's impressive, and they're still going to get an amazing player at number 12. That's the beauty. It's not like you fell out and all of a sudden, because you don't need a quarterback. If you needed a quarterback, obviously you would stay there. But you don't need a quarterback. That's really what you need. Or if you desperately need a tackle, okay, and you've got to get one, that if you feel like Panay is the game-changing tackle that you need, then you've got to go make the move. I give the Niners credit. They are fearless in making moves and trying to solve that position at quarterback. And listen, that's a franchise that has a long history with really good quarterbacks. So they've got to know. And so I give John Lynch a lot of credit, even though I think that Miami really made out like a bandit on this one to be able to get 2 first-rounders and a third-rounder to move down just 9 spots and you still get the player you've been looking for, which is really, we all know it's a number one wide receiver, a guy that you can build on. And that guy, whether it's Smith or Waddle, those are young players that you can build on for years to come. This is a really, really good move for the Miami Dolphins. What do we got now? What do we got? Uh-oh.
So the Dolphins again.
Another trade?
Yeah. The Eagles have traded pick 6 and number 156 in exchange to the Dolphins for number 12 and number 123 overall and a 2022 first rounder. Wow.
Whoa. Say that again?
So the Eagles have traded picks number 6.
Number 6.
And 156.
And 156, which is
to the
5th round?
Yeah, I think so. To the Dolphins in exchange for number 12.
To Miami? For number 12.
Number 123.
And 123, which is...
And a 2022
4th
first round
rounder. Pick. 4th round. And a what?
And a 2022 first round pick.
First round pick.
What is happening right now?
So they moved down 3 spots to trade a 4th for a 3rd and pick up an extra first rounder.
So,
you understand what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay.
It's a lot of movements.
Okay, so what they did was they picked up 2 first rounders and a 3rd in this trade, correct? Then they traded back one of those first rounders and a 4th rounder to move back into number 6, which now puts them in position to either get the receiver or Pitts is what they're doing. Okay? So now they can also play with the draft there on draft day, that if somebody wants to move up to 6 after that, maybe a quarterback falls there.
I guess they can get another first
and
rounder,
they can get another pick if they want to. But this allows them to, instead of moving 3 to 6, they wouldn't have picked up much. This way, they move up back to 12, back to 6, and they picked up a first rounder.
Penei Sewell's back on the board. Damn it!
No, he's not. He's gone by then. Bengals will get him. What they did was they ended up getting a first and swapping a 4th for a 3rd to move down 2 spots. That's pretty good.
Say that one more time really slow.
They ended up picking up a first round pick and swapping a 4th for a 3rd and moved down 3 spots.
Okay, all right.
That's what they did, basically. Okay? That's what they did. So now they put themselves again in position to, if they like the player, they obviously like somebody. There's somebody there at number 6.
This is crazy.
Yeah, either they like Jamar Chase so much that they're going to take him at number 6, a slight chance that Pitts falls and gets past the Falcons and the Bengals, which I believe will go to the Falcons. I believe the Bengals will take Penei Sewell, and then Miami will take Jamar Chase. That's what I think is going to happen.
That makes more sense.
On draft day, I'm going to tell you this is what's going to happen. It'll be Lawrence. It'll be Zach. It'll be Justin Fields at 3. It'll be, I believe Atlanta's 4. So they will take Pitts. I believe Cincinnati's 5. They will take Penei Sewell. And then at number 6, Miami takes Jamar Chase. That's just me. That's all I'm saying. Okay? I'm just telling you what I am kind of forecasting in all of this. Clay Ferraro is going to join us when we come back, the sports anchor for WPLG. He's also a psychic. I had no idea. Seriously. What was the name of the famous psychic, the Jamaican woman? What was her name?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. You're too young to know. Come on, help me out. Well, anyways, he could take her place. I know she passed away or something like that. He could actually take her place. So we will talk to the psychic, part-time psychic, full-time sports anchor, Clay Ferraro, next.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
He was the heart of your family, and he taught you our history. He helped you fix your first flat. He was the best backyard DJ around, and every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect, in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history, so that years from now, future generations can listen in.
All right, Grandpa, what's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words, sweetheart. Live with courage. The man that had the best stories still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at StoryCorpsConnect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Ad Council.
He has an overbite that makes him look like a cartoon character, a slightly crooked eye, and an uncommonly wrinkly neck. In the right light, he can look a little like a garden gnome, and he'll wear a bow tie just because. Sure, you might call him a little quirky, but that's exactly what makes him so perfect. Tuna is a 3-year-old Chihuahua Dachshund mix with more than 700,000 followers on Instagram, and it all started because he was adopted. You can't buy a best friend like Tuna, but you can adopt one. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
Catch a South Florida staple every afternoon as Alex Dano hosts the Man of the Match. Dano covers everything from football to football to MMA. Tune in to one of the most complete sports shows in the country with Man of the Match with Alex Dano from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. every weekday, exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
Riddle me this. With all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's new papadilla? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Get a new papadilla, 4 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
Miami Dolphins making some breaking news. They've traded the number 3 overall pick and acquired the San Francisco 49ers number 12th pick and a 2021 third-round pick, or 2022 third-round pick, along with first-rounders in 2022 and 2023, then turning around, dealing the 2022 first-rounder acquired from San Francisco over to the Eagles, and now the Dolphins have the number 6 overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. Miami Heat taking a loss last night to the Portland Trailblazers 125-122. Heat did get a win when they acquired Victor Oladipo from the Houston Rockets. In the trade, the Heat send over Kelly Olynyk as well as Avery Bradley and a 2022 first-round protection pick swap to the Rockets. With your Onside Sports Update, I'm Tito Bonacci. Coming up next, it's more of the Onside Zone with the Big O right here, OnsideRadio.com.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Dariana. We call him.
I tell you, bro, Chris Greer is playing chess, and everybody else is playing checkers. Where the hell is his open, dude? Where the hell is Clay Ferraro's prediction? You were supposed to start this damn segment with Clay Ferraro's prediction.
I mean,
We've been talking about this
call
for 20...
You can call for it, and we'll play it.
You're supposed to play it, damn it.
All right.
Play it.
These
Here's
are the
Clay
two names that you hear
Ferraro.
a lot on the potential trade market. One of them in particular is one that you hear a lot. Another one is kind of mentioned on the fringes a bit, and my opinion is he may even be a better fit. So if you had the choice between these two guys, and the price was roughly the same, P.J. Tucker, Nemanja Bjelica, which direction are you going?
You see, Mr. Cleo is set to join us now on the show. Miss Cleo's gone. Mr. Cleo is in. You know him as Clay Ferraro, sports anchor. We know him as a psychic right here on the Onside Radio Network. Bjelica, he said it. Riley, so let me ask you something, Clay. Did you call Riley last night? Yo, I wanted Bjelica. Get it done, or I fire you. Is that how it went last night with Riley?
No, it's really simple. I just wanted to show the world that I could say Bjelica a few weeks ago. And so I didn't actually want the player at the time. I just wanted to show the world that I could actually say his name. So that's what that was about. No, in all honesty, I felt from the beginning that, next to Bam, he's just a fantastic fit. And especially, you hear Kelly Olynyk's name mentioned a lot in a lot of these deals that were leading up to the deadline. And he's just such a natural replacement. Now, he's not going to do some of the creative stuff that Olynyk would sometimes do, even though it sometimes looked awkward. And yet, I think he's probably a more effective floor spacer in the sense that I think he's going to be a little bit more consistent shooting from outside. Olynyk had some high highs, but he also had some low lows with the inconsistency there. So I love the fit, and I thought it was certainly at the time the move was made a signal that Olynyk had played his last game in a Heat uniform.
Yeah, well, you nailed it. All right, we'll get to the Heat in a second, but the big news now becomes the Miami Dolphins, which just broke a little bit ago. And I got to tell you something. Chris Greer is a monster. I mean, he turned Tunsil into 4 first-round picks, 2 second-rounders, and a third. Overall is what he ended up turning that haul into. And now he ends up moving down to 12 and then moving back up to 6. And I love it because what he did, Clay, was he knew he wasn't going to get a first and a third rounder from Philly to move up from 6 to 3. So since he couldn't get that, he said, all right, let me move down to 12, get an extra first-round pick that I can use to move up, and then move up from 4th to 3rd, because that's basically what he did. He gave away a 4th to Philly and got a 3rd back from San Francisco. So he moved up 1 round and picked up an extra first-round pick to end up moving 3 spots down. And I believe this is what's going to happen. I believe Lawrence goes 1. I believe Zach goes 2. I believe Justin goes 3. And then at 4, Pitts goes to Atlanta. At 5, Penei Sewell goes to Cincinnati because obviously that poor kid took a beating. And then at number 6, Jamar Chase becomes a Miami Dolphin. I think all of this was in a move because they wanted the receiver, but they kind of knew the way everything would break down, and they knew the receiver would fall to them at number 6. Your thoughts on that?
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. And regardless of whether the names end up being exactly who you said, I think the overall point is that, okay, pretty clear San Fran has a quarterback that they're going to like at 3, even though apparently they just said via a source to Schefter that they like Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, come on. You don't make the move up to 3 unless you're going up there to get a quarterback, whether it's Fields or Lance. So,
and by the way, they got to like Garoppolo publicly until they trade him.
Right, yeah. I mean, no, we don't like Garoppolo. Somebody sent us a 7th-round pick for him. Come on. And I guess he has a no-trade clause as well, so they have to tread lightly on that. So, yeah, and I think the important thing is that I'm sure that through their draft evaluation, there was a comfort level there that, hey, maybe the difference in their minds between a Sewell and a Slater, or the difference between a Chase and a Waddle and a Smith. You don't make this move unless you're comfortable that if somebody jumps up ahead of you to get the guy who may be number 1 on your board at those particular positions, that you wouldn't feel comfortable taking either the number 2 receiver or going back to Sewell if he doesn't end up going. You see what I'm saying? Clearly, through their evaluation, they feel good enough that there's going to be an elite player there at 6 that's going to help them. So why not get value out of the thing, which is what they've done, and kudos to Chris Greer.
That is so. Who had the better Jedi mind tricks? Was it Pat Riley? I will give you nothing, and you will give me something. Or was it Chris Greer? I don't know, but there's some Jedi mind tricks going on here in the Heatland and Dolphin Land.
Yeah, if you had to pick one, I'd probably lean towards Riley only because you
because he's been doing it for 25 years. He's been doing.
Well,
I will give you Kevin Willis and Bimbo Coles. You will give me Tim Hardaway. It's it's one of those things. It's been going on forever.
You can see both sides of the Philadelphia and San Francisco deals with Miami, though, too. Like, you can see why San Francisco wants to get up to 3. They need a quarterback. You can see why Philadelphia was willing to go back to pick up that extra pick. So, like, you can see both sides of that. I have no clue what on earth the Houston Rockets were thinking, spending days telling Adrian Wojnarowski that we were getting offers of a mid-first-round pick for Victor Oladipo to try to drive up the price for the Knicks and the Heat. And the Knicks and Heat are sitting there laughing at this. And they ultimately get Victor Oladipo for a pick swap, which is going to amount to like maybe going up 8 spots in the first round, maybe an expiring contract. So if you're going Jedi mind trick, it's the fact that they got Victor Oladipo for literally nothing, and at least you can understand the moves from Philadelphia's and San Francisco's perspective that it's going to end up working for them as well.
And I got to tell you something, Clay, and I don't know if you had heard it the last couple of days on the station, but I was kind of off the Avery thing. I like the kid. I know he's a fantastic player. Lowry, I'm sorry, not Avery. Lowry. I was off the Lowry thing. I did not want to give up the young guys. I did not want to commit to cap space because I saw what happened to them last time with the Johnson and Whiteside and Dion stuff and tying yourself to all these older players. I wanted them to keep their flexibility. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what Riley talked about last night. Keeping their youth, keeping their flexibility, and now you're tied to all the Kawhi Leonard rumors now because you kept the flexibility, and now Kawhi supposedly is somewhat disgruntled over there and could want to leave the Clipper land and all that good stuff. And you know what? I've said this before. When he left and they failed with the Clippers last year, one of the things that guy isn't is, believe it or not, he's not a leader. He's not the guy that's going to rattle cages. He's not going to rah-rah. He's not Alonzo Mourning. He's not Dwayne Wade. He's not LeBron James. He's not any of those kind of guys. And one of the things that I explained last year when they failed with the Clipperland, I said he went to Toronto where they had leaders and structure and it was all set in place. All he had to do was be his badass self and go win the game. In San Antonio, they had leaders, they had Hall of Famers, they had a structure, everything was in place. All he had to do was ball. That's all he does. He balls. So actually, he fits here because the leadership, the structure is all here. So if there was any truth to it, which sounds kind of wild, Kawhi actually does need the structure of the Heat in order to really maximize what he is.
No, and look, that's okay. It's something that I tell my kids all the time. I mean, right now they're 4, 5, and 7, but you can already see that each one of them has their own individual strengths, and they also have some parts of their personalities that, hey, maybe their younger sister is a little better at certain things. We all have different gifts. We all have different strengths. Jimmy Butler's gift is being a leader and providing that structure. And Kawhi Leonard, look, everything that I've seen and know about him is he doesn't want to be that. Like you said, he wants to ball. And that's great. That's okay. So send him somewhere where he's allowed to go and be himself and shine. And you're right. And so now you're looking at this summer, and the Heat are going to have so many options available to them, which, by the way, I don't know that Victor Oladipo is that leader type. Just from the little that, you see you see him kind of going over and shaking the hands of Bam Adebayo after the series last year. That doesn't mean you're not a leader, but it also isn't like this maniacal, competitive Jimmy Butler type. Like, Jimmy Butler wasn't going to go and smile after losing a playoff series.
Right.
So I wonder if getting Oladipo in that sort of structure. Like, bring him in here and maybe allows him to kind of get to that level that he wants to be here, man. And I think he's going to do anything it takes to prove to Pat Riley that not only was the move right, but it was also worth the contract. And so that comes back to your original point that I think that may be the type of personality that Kawhi is too. And the Heat are going to have all these options available to them in just 4 months to make a decision.
Yeah, I love the fact that they really handled it with a lot of intelligence and patience. And I like that they didn't give up on these young guys, because my problem with all of this is, and even Riley said it last night, and I've been saying it for the last, we still don't know what they're going to be. So you might regret it in the end that, yeah, Kyle Lowry helps you for now, but in the end, he's not going to help you win a title, because you and I know, and most of us know, if you have a brain, dude, you're not better than Brooklyn. You're just not. And it's even questionable if you'll get past Philadelphia. So why even bother now? Try to build something bigger. Try to get somebody better, younger than Kyle Lowry that can put you over the top. And if you couldn't get the Greek Freak because he signs, if Kawhi's the next one, then go after Kawhi in the offseason if you can, if he wants to opt out. You know, find a way to get to Brooklyn's level. Don't find a way to possibly just get to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's just not going to be enough, especially for that franchise.
Yeah, and here's the other thing that I think is really interesting with the team that they've constructed is I'm not going to sit here and say that they're as good as Brooklyn or Philadelphia or probably even Milwaukee. But what I think that they've put together now is a group of switchy, rangy, athletic, long, smart defenders who can really make some star wing and guard players' lives miserable in the playoffs. And so, you know, do I think that they're going to beat Brooklyn if they play them in the playoffs? No, but I didn't think they would beat Milwaukee last year. I didn't think they would beat Boston last year. And you now see a world where they could potentially not be necessarily as good as those teams, but they could match up well and make their lives a little bit more difficult than any other team could. And you did it, to your original point, without giving up your future. Like, I mean, kudos to Pat Riley. It doesn't mean that this is going to turn into a championship now or next year. What it means is you've given yourselves more opportunity, and you also brought in a player in Victor Oladipo whose ceiling is a lot higher than Kyle Lowry's would have been.
How much do you like, hopefully they get Aldridge? That'll help out. He can't play a ton of minutes, but he can probably be productive somewhere in the 15 to 20 range at least.
And see, this is the other thing with all of this is look at their roster now. And I talked about this on your show a few weeks ago. I don't just want them to fortify the top of the roster and the guys who are going to be playing, you know, in the 6 and 7 man rotation in the playoffs. I want them to have guys down the bench that you can plug in down the stretch of the regular season so that you can give some of these guys a break. You don't need Jimmy Butler playing both nights of a back-to-back. You don't need Goran Dragic playing both. You don't need Bam Adebayo playing both nights of a back-to-back. You bring in a LaMarcus Aldridge, and he's somebody who can immediately step in there. And, hey, if you want to give Bam a night off, then you just reconfigure your front court a little bit. You start Aldridge and Bielitsa. I mean, they're just because of the players who they've added, the quality players that they've added, some of these guys may not play big minutes in the playoffs, but what they will do is allow you to give a breather to some of the guys who will play big minutes in the playoffs so that they'll be fresher once it comes around.
I'm with you there. Follow him on Twitter, by the way, at ClayWPLG, and catch him there at WPLG doing his thing. And, of course, you can also catch him on the Psychic Radio Network, too. So if you guys need any kind of look into your future, Clay Ferraro is the man. He will definitely be able to look into the future. Clay, you are a stud, sir. Thank you for taking some time. Much love, my brother.
Anytime, brother. Back to you.
You got it. There you go, the great Clay Ferraro, man. All right, let's take a quick break here. Don't forget that you can take Onside Radio everywhere you go with the radio.net app. Download the free app and listen to your favorite OnsideRadio.com host. Go to your website right there. Go to our website, OnsideRadio.com. Download radio.net and all the other apps that are there. You can listen to us. Then search Onside Radio, South Florida's real sports station.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
For over 20 years, Mr. Glass has been committed to the safety and satisfaction of our clients. Our products are the culmination of innovative engineering, aesthetic appeal, and the highest levels of quality. Through our legacy, Mr. Glass strives to impart the true meaning of quality, service, and sustainability to new generations. Reputation, experience, and trust is why clients choose Mr. Glass. Live the future now. Locate a dealer near you today.
If you missed NBA insider Ira Winderman and the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report, you missed this.
One of the things we do as media people, one of the things we do as fans is live in the moment. So you guys remember, go back to 2-3 weeks we were talking, we were trading everyone. We had to remake the team. Now you're sitting here and you're in love with everyone. And well, you can't move this guy. No, he's playing great. We can't do that. I mean, to me the barometer is this. I call it the Tyler Hero barometer. There have been times when I mentioned trading Tyler, everyone jumped in there. What are you crazy? He's the best thing ever. Then there were the last few weeks when people are going, we really should have traded Tyler when we could have.
The Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report with NBA insider Ira Winderman, exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
At Baptist Health, we are ready
to serve, to treat,
to safely proceed with your procedure.
We're ready for ER visits and office visits with skilled surgeons,
advanced medicine, and multidisciplinary teams.
We're ready for new arrivals
and new recoveries.
We are ready.
We're ready to diagnose, treat, and manage
anything that comes our way
with exceptional care and comfort.
With the same preparedness and compassion you've come to expect from Baptist Health.
And we are ready.
We're ready.
We're ready
to care for you.
You're listening to OnsideRadio.com. Catch up anytime by downloading the MyTuner Radio app. OnsideRadio.com, South Florida's true hometown station.
All right, final segment of hour number 2. We thank Clay Ferraro for joining us. Hour number 3, by the way, Jeff Zilgett will join us at 2:30, and we'll get his thoughts on what the Miami Heat did. This is the day gets better and better and better, right, as we find out about the Heat moves last night. They didn't give up any future. They didn't give up their cap space, and they improved, and they still could get better because obviously now the $5.8 million buyout has been done with LaMarcus Aldridge. He's going to talk with several teams, as they say, but Woj reports that the Heat is the front runner for LaMarcus Aldridge, and there's always been that relationship or that connection with Aldridge and the Heat, and Riley's always been a fan. So that could be one that happens right there, okay? And at Onside Radio, by the way, folks, we got a poll question out, all right? Who displayed the stronger mind tricks, or who displayed more power as a Jedi Master with mind tricks in their trades? So the question is Chris Greer or Pat Riley, because I got to tell you, that was they both showed me a little some there when it came to Jedi mind tricks here in the last 24 hours. So you tell me what you see there. All right, you could go to our Onside Radio Twitter page, or of course at Big O Show on Twitter, so you can vote on who displayed the stronger Jedi mind tricks over the last 24 hours. It's impressive, bro. Impressive. Matthew says, bro, I love it. So we get a 2022 third rounder and a pick and a 2023 first rounder to move back 3 spots, and we'll still get a player that we want. Hell yeah. And how about this? What about if a fourth quarterback gets into the mood and all of a sudden at 4, Atlanta wants to take a quarterback instead of a tight end because they've got to build for the future? What if they like one of the other guys? So they take him then. And then now at 5, Panay goes to Cincinnati. Then all of a sudden Miami at 6 is sitting there going, do we go Pitts or do we go Jamar? So you never know. You never know. You know what we do know? We know that our number 3 is coming up, folks. Okay, so line it up. Don't forget you can watch Onside Radio daily by subscribing to our YouTube and Twitch channels. Search Onside Radio, log on, subscribe, rate, and review Onside Radio on YouTube and Twitch. OnsideRadio.com, South Florida's home for real sports talk.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. OnsideRadio.com knows gamers need a home. Onside Radio. No station in South Florida provides more live and local sports talk. Follow us on social media at Onside Radio.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
OnsideRadio.com knows gamers need a home.
Can you dig it?
That's why for the next 60 seconds,
Can you count, suckers?
here's your Onside Radio E-Report with Toast.
The NCAA has announced plans for an esports tournament series so gamers can get collegiate exposure with chances at scholarships. The first tournament will be a 10-conference Fortnite tourney that will take place in May. And the 31st Southeast Asian Games will be held in November, and for the second straight year, esports will be a medal event. There will be 10 esports competitions across 8 titles, including League of Legends, FIFA Online 4, and Wild Rift. Before you get excited and think Call of Duty will one day be a medal event in the Summer Olympics, the IOC's recent agenda put a focus on virtual sports as opposed to traditional competitive gaming titles. Happy gaming.
Stay in touch in the world of gaming with the OnsideRadio.com knows gamers need a home.
Can you dig it?
That's why time to get in the zone. The Onside Zone.
And look, man, I don't care if you're my wife. If I don't agree with you, I'm going to say it. You know what I mean?
The Onside Zone.
He's a liar. And there's nothing new about that. He's full of crap. If you're believing that, I got a bridge in the Keys. It's the one on the right side. Just want you to know, when you're going south, you'll see the smaller bridge on the right. I've got that one for sale if you're interested.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
That's the one boy band that I will say, dude, I'll stand up for Boys to Men every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Love those guys.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. The Onside Zone with a Big O.
All right.
I need to know.
We back. Hour number 3. Monster day for the Heat fans, for the Dolphin fans. I mean, this has been absolutely impressive, man, to see what they've done over the last couple of days. It makes you look. We already feel good about the Heat as it is. Okay, it's a tough mountain to get to the number 1 spot and win the title. But with Riley and company, they're always working at it, and we understand the salaries and all the other things that go with it. And as they're trying to build this whole thing. But as for the Miami Dolphins, you got to remember, this is a franchise that is trying to cross that threshold where the Heat are at. Okay? Yeah, Shula had that years ago, always winning, putting teams in position to win. Going to the Super Bowl, went to 5 Super Bowls, won 2 of them. So you always had it with Shula, right? But since Shula, you haven't had it at all. Jimmy talked a lot of shit, never did anything, made the playoffs a couple times, said he was going to be special, never got jack done. That was about the closest thing, and it was more his mouth than anything else. Did a good job of building a hell of a defense, but really couldn't figure out the offense. So you've never had it since Shula. I used to say all the time, the Dolphins have never recovered from Robbie, Shula, and Marino. So now this is the closest you've gotten so far from recovering from those 3 guys. Stephen Ross now looks like he hired the right people to run the organization. So now he's like Robbie, except he'll spend and do anything it takes. I don't think if Robbie was here around in today's world would he have the spending culture that Stephen Ross would be. I think he would be a little bit more frugal, let's just say. But still, he was a great owner, got the right people in place, and that's what Tim Robbie did, and the results speak for themselves. So now Stephen Ross looks more like Robbie because he got the right people in place. Flo looks like he might be the closest thing we've had to Shula. Rest in peace. Nobody is Shula. Nobody ever will be Shula. But what I'm saying is, looks like finally the Dolphins have a keeper. And then Chris Greer is something we have not had here in a long, long time. So it's about building the trust in the fan base. So you tear it all the way down. You win 5 games with a team that most of us didn't think they could win 5 games. You double it up last year and you win 10. And now you continue to make all these kind of moves, and you continue to set your team up for the future with more picks. And we talked about this. I mean, my first option with number 3 was always to trade. Always. Why? Because I'd rather you get more draft capital. The bigger the fish net is, the more fish you're going to get, right? That guy can sit there on the pier and throw a net that's about 6 foot wide. But then there's this other guy that comes on and he wheels one out that's like 18 feet wide. Who do you think is going to end up with more fish? So the fish net approach is awesome because you got more picks, more chances to hit on players. And if you're hitting on players, you're going to hit on more players because you got more picks. So it leaves you and it gives you the opportunity and the strength to be able to trade up and trade down in drafts. It allows you to have a little bit more control and flexibility. And so they're doing all of these things while building a franchise. Oh, and by the way, I forgot. They may have found their quarterback, right? I believe they found their quarterback. Okay? There's a lot of you out there, I guess. It's funny. How many of you out there, are you the man or woman that doesn't believe in Tua or Chris Greer? Because, man, it's going to be a really bad year for you. Oh, my God.
Well, let's not. I'm not going to play devil's advocate because I hate when people do that for no reason. But let's play the game that those people believe in, right? Like the Tua non-believers. Let's play along with them, right? Mm-hmm. Do you realize that the Dolphins have acquired enough compensation where if there's a QB that they're absolutely infatuated with, and
they can have him.
If Tua sucks, right? Like, that's a huge if that's a part of this.
They have the leverage again.
They have the leverage and the capital to go get him.
Yeah. They've set themselves up in every way possible.
So like this now, let's operate on the okay if Tua sucks, which I don't think he will. You and I are in the same footstep in that.
Tua's going to kick ass.
He's going to kick ass next year,
God,
right?
He's going to kick ass.
Worst case scenario, let's say he doesn't. The Dolphins now have 2 first-rounders to deal to go get that guy that they like.
Yeah.
So like this notion that like the Dolphins are committing to Tua as if it's like a max contract, like it's crazy.
But listen, I don't think they're going to have to do that. I think they got their guy, and I think they're going to build on this, and that's why I'm telling you that now we finally see a franchise turning that corner that I think it'll win some of you doubters over. I mean, by this time now, if you're still complaining about Chris Greer, then I don't know, dude. You're either really stupid or you're just a flat-out racist. Seriously. I mean, I got to get to that point already. How much more do you need to see from Chris Greer? The guy shows you that he can do the damn job. And you listen, you got to judge him from the last 2 years and then this year. He had control of the drafts, but not complete control because they got in the way of certain things, okay? So he didn't really have total control. You got to judge him from 2 years to now because he hired the coach, hired personnel people, he drafted the quarterback, he did everything, traded Tunsil, everything that he's been in control of, full control. Nothing in the way, no Tannenbaum, no Gase, no nothing, because he never had full control. Since he's had full control, I don't know how much more competence you need to see. I really don't. I have no idea what anybody else is thinking at this point if you don't believe that Chris Greer is pretty much an ass kicker. He gets it. He knows exactly what you need to do. You know? That to me is the part that I am extremely impressed with Chris Greer. It's amazing. It really is. 888-441-4623 if you want to chime in on the phone lines. The text line, 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123 if you want to get in on the program as we take you till 3 o'clock. And, of course, Alex Dono, the man of the match, will take over at that point. I will read some of your texts there, too. Let me see what we got on the YouTube text line. Didn't we have 2 first-round picks already in 2022? No. They only had 1. They have 2 now. Now they have 2 for the next draft. It's Cleveland this year, Vegas next year, right? Yeah. Let's see. If Tua doesn't work out, they can trade for Josh Rosen next year. There you go.
Yeah, there it is.
There you go. Chris Greer needs to change his name to Houdini. Leon Fresco says, I would have preferred to keep 2 first-round picks in the next 2 drafts because it will be easier to assess players for post-COVID drafts. I'm not sure what you mean, but they have 2 first-round picks next year.
So the 2022 first-rounder that the Dolphins shipped out for the Eagles is their own.
Right.
So they kept the San Francisco one. So they're betting that they're going to be better than San Francisco,
Oh,
which
yes.
is a great bet
Yes.
because San Francisco's in a really tough division.
Yeah, and if you start a rookie, you're definitely gonna struggle. Leon, at this point, if you're thinking about having 2 first-round picks and not putting yourself in position to be the best team you can possibly be, I don't know, bro. Put it this way, Leon Fresco, I trust Chris Greer's move over your thoughts on that one. Okay. I mean, seriously, to be thinking, oh, no, I'd rather have 2 first-round picks 2 years from now than move back up to 6 to lock in. Obviously, they have conviction on somebody. And I like that. If they think Jamar Chase is heads and tails above Devonta Smith and what's the other kid's name now that I'm brain farting? Waddle. Jalen Waddle. Then you take Jamar Chase. If they want to put themselves in a position where they think Pitts will fall there, then you do it. So I disagree with you. I couldn't disagree with you more, Leon, on that. Enrique says the 49ers 2022 first rounder, that's what they got in the trade today. Yes, they did. Let's see. What else do we have here?
Also, just to kind of give you a thought on this.
Yes.
This trade, to me, reeks that the Jets are going to take Zach Wilson.
Oh, for sure.
Because if the 49ers wanted to move up to get a QB, and the Jets were not taking a QB, that they would just sell that pick for the same haul that they got for the Dolphins got from the 49ers.
Yep.
But if the Jets were so adamant about no, we're not doing it, they're taking a QB.
Good afternoon, Big O. Kenneth Cleveland is live from the Boom Boom Room. Big O, Pat Riley and Victor Oladipo having steak and lobster in the Boom Boom Room with the lovely ladies Holly, Selma, Sophia, Paige, Charlene, and Beyonce. Big O, Pat Riley always negotiates from a position of power in the Boom Boom Room. Damn right. Damn right. Her name was Miss Cleo. Thank you, Scotty. Appreciate you. Big O, that's BS. What was the effing hurry at 12? BS. You could have gotten that from a crappier team. Huh? Okay, what? So we take 6 in the 6. 6 in the 6th round. I don't understand that. I'm not sure what you mean, Tommy and Hialeah. I love what they did, my brother. Let's see, what else do we have here? Man, if we're prioritizing wide receivers badly, we technically can get Devonta Smith at 12 and Waddle or Najee Harris at 18. I'm not saying we are, but the possibility is real.
Yeah, but the lack of logic there is that, like you just said, if they think Chase is head and shoulders above everybody else,
that's it.
They're in prime position to take him.
Or maybe Pitts falls to them.
Right, and they can take Pitts. But this way, they're still taking who they want of the skill players
while picking up a first.
Picking up a future first.
A first and moving up around from 4 to 3.
Right.
So yes. Let's see. Miami is trading capital of the world. Okay, I don't know what that means. In Greer, we trust. Damn right. Oladipo's three-point percentage has been crushed by numbers of the off-the-dribble attempts he taken, 3.9 per game. Oladipo makes those shots at 29% clip, according to NBA Advanced Stats, as compared to an above average of 39% of his 3.6 catch and shoots threes per game. That shouldn't be the same issue with the Heat, who already have plenty of other shot creators in Jimmy Butler, Goran Dragic, Tyler Hero, and Kendrick Nunn. Oladipo can play more of a complementary role. Yes? Yes, that's a very good text right there, sir. I don't know who sent that. Let me see. Do I have a name here anywhere? Because you have prior texts here, but I don't see a name. But that's you, sir. Sent in one hell of a text. I agree with you. Yes. Listen, most people, when they come here, they become better players or they reach their potential and they get their careers back on track. All of those kind of things happen when you put on a Heat uniform. Those are the facts. All right, let's take a quick break here. Don't forget that Onside Radio enters Kai's Corner, baby, with Kai Chen Chisholm every day from 10 a.m. to noon. Join Kai as he discusses the biggest stories in South Florida sports. Tune in every day, 10 a.m. to noon, for Kai's Corner on the home for South Florida Sports Talk, OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
Big news, Miami fans! Body Armor is proud to be the new official sports drink of Major League Soccer and Inter Miami CF. It doesn't matter if you're a player or a fan, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you with potassium-packed electrolytes, antioxidants, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Whether you're at home or in the starting lineup, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you from kickoff to the final whistle. Body Armor, now the official sports drink of Inter Miami CF, available at your local Publix.
If you missed 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, you missed.
Turn your tweets into NFTs, which is an interesting thing. Obviously, there's not going to necessarily be a market for them.
Right.
So I could turn that tweet into an NFT, but I think it got 4 likes or something. So I don't think
you got 5. I just liked it as well. So we're sending you up. There you go. Yeah.
4th and 20 weekday mornings from 8 to 10 a.m. right here on OnsideRadio.com.
Hello, Inter Miami CF fans. Download the Drink AR app and play inside a first-of-its-kind virtual soccer stadium, hosted by Bodega Trevento and Inter Miami CF, and celebrate your passion for soccer from the comfort of your own home. Find the download links on our Instagram account at Treventus and get our wines delivered straight to your home with a discount for all Inter Miami CF fans. Discover Trevento, a shared passion.
Hey, it's Big O. You know, air quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
You can now watch Onside Radio daily by subscribing to our YouTube and Twitch channels. Search Onside Radio. Log on, subscribe, rate, and review Onside Radio on YouTube and Twitch. Watch Toast get frustrated with Marsh. OnsideRadio.com. South Florida's home for real sports talk. You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. Save it on your cell phone, 844-416-8123. No better place to send your comments, ask questions, win prizes. OnsideRadio.com, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
We back. Jeff Zilgit, by the way, USA Today NBA writer, is going to join us in the next segment. He'll give us his thoughts on what he thinks the Miami Heat did yesterday, which they were absolutely amazing. And it just, listen, when you look at what's going on, the idea is to position yourself, to put your team in the best possible position to get the players you want, while continuing to improve your draft capital. And that's what I love, that they clearly have a conviction. They have read the draft in a way that they're convinced that the quarterbacks are going to go early, like I said, and maybe there's a fourth quarterback that gets in there. You never know. And then that pushes another position player to that magical spot at 6. And if somebody wants that pick badly, then Miami will be ready to trade down again. Because if they say, okay, we love Jamar Chase, but we like Smith and Waddle, but if somebody gives us a trade at 6 that we cannot turn down, we will then move down. I always tell you guys this over the years, and even when I cover the draft on the show with you guys, every time a pick comes up, I always give you like 3 players that I like in that area, because you can never just pick one, because there's a good chance it's going to be selected. You know what I mean? I kind of do that in fantasy drafts. I always have a group of players that I like in that pick in that round. I can't pick one because luck always has it somebody's going to pick that player that you want. And then if you don't have a plan B or plan C, and that's what these guys have. They have the plan A, the plan B, the plan C, the plan D. So if one fails, they go to the next. And to have the foresight to say, well, Philly doesn't have multiple first-round picks, so they can't give you a first to move up from 6 to 3. So how do you generate it? Well, then you go and get the pick you need, the extra picks you need from San Francisco, and then you move back up again with Philadelphia, right? And so now you can make that move now, all of a sudden. And you can put yourself in a position where Philly couldn't trade up to 3, right? They didn't have the draft capital, but they were willing to move down. So now all of a sudden, you got an opportunity to move down to 12, acquire more draft capital, then move back up to where you really want to be, because you don't really want to be at 3. For you to be at 3 is a waste, because the quarterback is going to be taken there. So gain the pick from getting out of that pick and move to 6 and still get the player you want. They must have a conviction on one player or two that they are guaranteed is going to be there at 6 because all the quarterbacks are going to go early. And if a 4th quarterback goes, wow, that really opens it up for them.
Might have to retire Laramie Tunsil's jersey, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Retire the bong.
The bong mask and the jersey. Okay? Yes. I mean, I think, listen, next season, not this upcoming season, the following season when the Dolphins go to the Super Bowl and win it, I think we should all be wearing gas masks. People will think, wow, these Dolphins are still overreacting from COVID 2 years ago. And no, dude, we're celebrating Laramie Tunsil. Because Laramie Tunsil, little did you know that draft pick was going to mean so much. It started off as a joke, and now you got to take it real. Kind of like Dogecoin. Started off like a joke, and now they're kind of taking it real that Mark Cuban is selling tickets and paraphernalia and all of that good stuff. Where are you? Come on, Tito. I made a crypto reference. I made a crypto analogy.
Crypto, bro.
There we go. Sleeping on the job. Jesus. Big O, imagine how Flores is right now. Smiling. Raging Dolphin Maniac, after 25 years of the Finns being in doldrums, now Greer has them in the Twilight Zone. It's amazing, isn't it? Alex says, oh, do you see a possibility that they come out of this draft with 3 draft picks? What does that mean? What, they're going to trade the rest of their
get
draft?
Another first, potentially.
Oh, you mean 3 first-round picks?
No.
Yeah, I would say no, but you never know because they might trade X. You know, if they like another corner and then they want to move Igbenogany to outside and they get a few picks for X, you never know. I told you that could be an option also. Let's see. Herman says, I can't wait for the draft. What up, everybody? What a 2-day to be a Dolphin and a Heat fan. Amen to that. Sounds like we're drafting offense this year. Any top pass rushers or linebackers in the draft? Well, I've talked about Zaven Collins at number 18. Okay? That could be a guy that you could get as an outside linebacker pass rusher. So there's a guy to kind of look at for the Miami Dolphins. Big O, if Pitts and Chase both fall to us at 6, which one would you prefer? Oh, dude, I'm taking Pitts. Yeah, I'm taking Pitts. You know why I'm taking Pitts? Because I can take another receiver at 18. That's why. And a pretty damn good one. Waddle could fall to 18. I just want you all to know that. There's a chance that Waddle can fall to 18. It's not a guarantee that Waddle will be taken in the top 10 or top 12 or top 15. He could fall to 18.
Oh, with all the QB talk, like we always say this every year, QB slide up the board.
Mac, I think the Patriots pick 15. They could take Mac Jones.
They could trade up.
And then the Trey
Lance.
Trey Lance from North Dakota.
That's who I think
that could be the guy that goes,
I think that's
4.
who the Niners. Yeah, I think that's who the Niners want.
That could be the guy that goes at number 4. Okay? Yeah, Atlanta could take him. Yeah. I mean, remember, let me give you a little Arthur Smith was the offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans. Look at the kind of quarterback that he coached up in Ryan Tannehill. Okay? Not necessarily a natural drop back type passer, but an athletic guy. Well, Trey's kind of that guy. Although I think they say Trey could be better reading defenses than Ryan is, but whatever. But he was able to design an offense where he allowed Ryan to excel in it. You know what I mean? And you could see Arthur Smith going to Atlanta. Mac Jones doesn't fit what he wants to do, but Trey does. So Trey could be the 4th pick of the draft. See, Atlanta either takes the tight end or they take a quarterback. That's what I think ends up happening. So if they take the quarterback and they take Trey Lance, then all of a sudden now you're sitting there at 6, and they could end up taking Penei Sewell at 5 with Cincinnati, and now you've got the pick of the litter. You can go Pitts or Jamar Chase. And then you might just take Pitts there and then take the receiver at 18, because if Chase now is dropping to 7, there's a good chance that Waddle could be available to you at 18. Could you imagine getting Pitts and Waddle? Wow. That would be freaking amazing.
I wouldn't care what they draft for the rest of it. I'd
Right.
be so happy. They could draft straight punters from there, and I'd be happy.
That's funny and very true. Folks, you can now listen to Onside Radio anywhere and subscribe to your favorite podcast by downloading the radio.net app. Download radio.net in your app store. Search Onside Radio. Go to the onsideradio.com website. It's there where South Florida sports fans call home.
Every Thursday, NBA fans can catch one of the best basketball shows in the country when Ethan Skolnick and Ira Winderman host Inside the Paint. Listen to two of the most knowledgeable and connected reporters in the business. Get year-round insight every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. with Inside the Paint on the home for hardcore basketball fans. OnsideRadio.com.
ADHD. It's the child who can't pay attention or sit still in school, right? The answer may be yes. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or ADHD, can be complicated and it can last a lifetime. Living with a condition can sometimes be a challenge. It may take years to accept a formal diagnosis, and it's not always easy to find the right treatment plan. Did you know that up to 75% of children and adolescents with ADHD have at least one additional mental health condition that also requires a comprehensive approach to treatment? ADHD guidelines were recently updated to reflect the need to screen for associated disorders. Be sure to talk with your child's doctor about proper screening and visit more2adhd.com for additional information. That's more2adhd.com. This message has been brought to you in partnership with ADA, ACO, and CHAD.
Big news, Miami fans! Body Armor is proud to be the new official sports drink of Major League Soccer and Inter Miami CF. It doesn't matter if you're a player or a fan, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you with potassium-packed electrolytes, antioxidants, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Whether you're at home or in the starting lineup, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you from kickoff to the final whistle. Body Armor, now the official sports drink of Inter Miami CF, available at your local Publix.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
If you missed 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, you missed.
You know, it's so rough being a Yankee fan. It's so rough. It's so hard, I know. Oh,
It really is. I mean, they haven't been. I was there in 2009. I was in New York the last time that they went to the World Series. It's been a long time now for them. And no, they're the Phillies of the AL. They brought the band back, and what did they actually do? Kluber any better than Tanaka? Like, is their pitching any better, or are they just again relying on the health of Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge?
Oh gosh.
4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, weekday mornings from 8 to 10.
With Make-A-Wish, the impossible becomes possible. A girl battling cancer can become a race car driver battling the course. The boy showing all the nurses his fire trucks can take the helm of a real one. Wishes can give kids with critical illnesses the strength to keep fighting, get better, and grow up.
Where there's a wish, there's a way.
Wishes need you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
Miami Dolphins with a swap of picks, 2 blockbuster trades ahead of the 2021 NFL Draft. First, the Dolphins trade their 3rd overall 2021 pick to the 49ers. In return, 49ers give the Dolphins a 2022 and 2023 first-rounder, along with the Niners' number 12 overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. Then the Dolphins go back and make another deal, this time with the Philadelphia Eagles. In that trade, the Dolphins ship out their own 2022 first-round pick, and in return, they get the 2021 6th overall pick from the Eagles. All in all, the Dolphins acquire a 2021 5th round, a 2022 first-round pick from the 49ers, a 2022 3rd-round pick from the 49ers, and a 2023 49ers first-round pick. With your Onside Sports update, I'm Tito Minaj. Coming up next, it's more of the Onside Zone with the Big O right here, OnsideRadio.com.
Now streaming online. Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
All right, we're going to talk a little basketball. Jeff Zilgit, always been a stud with me over the years, always kind enough to come on the show, whether it's locally, whether I'm doing serious, it doesn't matter. Jeff is always kind enough to give us some time. Great work covering the NBA on a daily basis for USA Today. Follow him on Twitter like I and many others do at Jeff Zilgit. Jeff, good afternoon, my brother. Thank you again for taking some time.
Hey, no problem. Hope you're doing well today.
Well, hell, we're doing good, man. It just, I'm just amazed. Let me ask you something. Why in the hell did they hire Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars when they really could have just hired Pat Riley? I mean, seriously, dude. It's like, you don't need any of our talent. You don't need anything. We will give you nothing in return, and you will like it. I mean, dude, Jedi mind tricks. They gave up nothing yesterday.
Yeah, look. I will say, look, you take Victor Oladipo. Kelly Olynyk was a valuable rotation player for them.
Yes.
I'm not saying you can't replace him or his points. You do the deal. But what I do like, and what you're talking about, is not giving up too much. But by now, we've all learned that maybe Kyle Lowry would have been a better option for the Heat in the short term. But what Toronto was asking, Masai Ujiri, the president of basketball operations in Toronto, he was trying to play Jedi mind tricks as well and trying to get the most. And he's known for doing it. He is a savvy negotiator and deal maker. And, he wanted the Kings ransom for Kyle Lowry. And that meant potentially giving up Tyler Hero. And that's probably a non-starter for the Miami Heat at this point. And so you go to what you think is the next best thing, and that is Oladipo. And I think Oladipo has a chance. Look, you look at just his basic numbers, averaging 20 points, basically 5 rebounds, 5 assists in his, time with Houston this year. I think he could even become because his shooting numbers weren't that good, Big O. But I think that he's going to be a more efficient player, given the players he's surrounded with in Miami. When you talk about Jimmy Butler, and you talk about Bam Adebayo, and you talk about Tyler Hero, there's going to be better. There might not be as many offensive opportunities for Victor Oladipo in Miami, but there's going to be better offensive opportunities, and you also get a two-way player in the deal, a guy who's going to give the effort required and that Miami demands on the defensive side to really help the Heat make a push here in the what's remaining of the second half of the season.
Yeah, I'm with you. And isn't it interesting, Jeff, how even outsiders and obviously media like yourself, people realize that whatever player comes to the Miami Heat, they will end up being the best player they could possibly be. I mean, they made LeBron a better player. They made Chris Bosh a better player. They've always made – it doesn't matter if you're a great player or an average player, you're going to end up playing your best basketball. And I agree with you on here that Oladipo will be used differently here, whereas Spo will use him to his strengths instead of forcing that square peg in the round hole. And I think a lot of people see – the Heat organization that way, that whenever you join it, you'll be better because of it.
Yeah, and look, as we're doling out some credit here, it would be a little remiss of me and probably both of us if we didn't mention Andy Ellisberg.
Amen.
Who he's in the front office with the Miami Heat. I believe he's got a multi-named title, senior vice president of basketball operations, maybe also general manager title in there. But Andy does a ton of great work behind the scenes. He maybe doesn't get up in front of the microphone like Pat Riley does or Eric Spoelstra, but Andy is one of the savvy behind-the-scenes NBA executives in the league who is responsible or largely responsible for helping get a lot of these deals done too.
Yeah, I'm with you there. The other thing, what are you hearing on Aldridge so far? Because word is he'll visit with a lot of teams, but they say Miami could be one of the lead dogs here. What's the deal?
Well, that's also what I'm hearing too, and it makes a lot of sense that Miami is in the lead because it probably offers him the best opportunity of playing time, opportunity, and a team that can really make a postseason push here. I'm not going to worry too much about what Miami did the first half of the season or the first month and a half, whatever it was, where they didn't have all their guys in the lineup for a variety of reasons, COVID protocols being a part of it, and some injuries. This is a team that they end up in the 4th or 5th seed. They're going to be considered just as much of a 1, 2, or 3 seed, right up there with Brooklyn, Philadelphia, and Milwaukee. And so that gives LaMarcus Aldridge a chance to play for a team that can really do something in the playoffs. And I think that matters to him at this point in his career. Like you said, there are potentially going to be some other visits, but I just think the fit is going to be, exactly what they need. And let's just be honest here. With what happened with Myers Leonard, with trading Kelly Olynyk, they could certainly afford to have someone come in. Now, we also have to take a look at this. In the buyout market, I know LaMarcus is a big name. Andre Drummond is a big name. You look at the course of history, the buyout market yields some names, but it doesn't always yield a player who makes a difference. And, I'm not exactly sure that LaMarcus Aldridge pushes them over the edge into a championship kind of situation, but I will say he's the kind of player who can help. And I think that's what you're looking for in the buyout market. Don't forget, San Antonio looked at him and felt, hey, here, and San Antonio's a playoff team, or competing for a playoff spot, by the way, who felt that, look, he's not a guy who can help us right now. We're going in a different direction. But that doesn't mean he can't help another team. And he also doesn't need to play a ton of minutes either. You're not asking him to play 36 minutes. You're asking him, can you get 20, 25 minutes a game from him? And I think that's going to be, the sort of the sweet spot for LaMarcus Aldridge when he's looking at teams. And going back to what I was saying, Miami probably offers that best combination of what he's looking for to be able to go in there. And plus, Miami does, like I said, missing some of their bigs through trades, that they do have a need for that spot, and that opens up the opportunity.
I'm with you there. Jeff Zillgitt, by the way, NBA writer for USA Today, joining us here on the program. You can also follow him on Twitter at Jeff Zillgitt. Jeff, when you look at the landscape right now, and if they would have made the Lowry trade, I was actually not a fan of that trade. Not because Lowry's not terrific. Hell, I have him on my fantasy team. I love him for that. But that's not the point. The point is the Heat would have tied themselves because they would have had to give him an extension. They're tying themselves to another older player. And so that right there kind of puts you in a really tough position. You have no flexibility. Plus, you're going to have to give up some youth because that's what Toronto wanted in return. They were going to ask you for Tyler Hero, maybe a little bit more. And so that right there, to me, I didn't want to see them give up the cap space, the flexibility, or the youth in all of this. If they make the Lowry trade, honestly, the team you have now, and let's say they add Aldridge, how much better were you going to be with this team or instead this team with Lowry overall? Were you still going to get past Brooklyn anyway?
Well, that's a great question, Big O. And, that would certainly be only something we would see if it had played out. But that's the calculation that the Miami Heat had to play over and over in their front office discussions here. And ultimately, would Lowry been the kind of player who potentially pushes them over the edge into the finals? Again, maybe. Look, he brings the championship pedigree. He brings that competitiveness. The guy gives you everything. But it's a really tough call at that point, to say, does this guy push us over to beat Brooklyn, to beat Philadelphia, to beat Milwaukee again in the playoffs? I think that's a really tough question to answer. And, look, does he give you a little bit better chance than Victor Oladipo? I would go that far.
Yeah.
Does he give you a demonstrably better chance than Victor Oladipo? I'm not sure about that, and that's probably what we're getting down to here with that answer.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I love they stayed this way. So now let's venture into the craziness, Jeff, because now all of a sudden Miami kept their space. And then I hear all the talking heads on TV last night. Well, Kawhi is not happy in Los Angeles with the Clippers, and if certain things don't break their way, he could end up leaving, and they made the Rondo move and all that stuff. I don't believe it's going to happen. But with Kawhi, you never really know, right? So Miami kept their flexibility. Talk to me about that craziness. What are the chances of Kawhi actually leaving his hometown area and coming to Miami?
Look, I think the chances are slim right now. I know there's the chatter that you're talking about right there, but honestly, one of the things that really drove Kawhi Leonard's push to get out of San Antonio and ultimately leave a championship team in Toronto. Don't forget, how many guys leave a championship team to go somewhere else? It doesn't happen very often. And so Kawhi's push was to get back to Los Angeles and to get home. And I think that's an overriding sentiment that he has when he looks at his career. There's a longtime agent who told me he puts a lot of things on the table when he's dealing with a client, whether it's free agency, getting traded, where do you want to play, who do you want to play with, is there a coach you want to play with, is there a city in which you want to live, is there a specific team you grew up rooting for, and then you have to sort of put those in a priority list. And Kawhi playing in Los Angeles, where he's from, on a team that's competitive, certainly has driven his decision. And it would take a complete falling out, I would say, in Los Angeles for him to reopen that and, go somewhere else. I'm not saying it can't happen at all, Big O, but just based on everything we've seen and everything we know, you're talking about a catastrophic situation within a franchise for him to want to leave.
I agree. It's got to be somewhere he's really not getting along with people there and needs to. It's one of those where he needs to get out. Where I think it would be the opposite. I think they're going to go. They wouldn't Deshaun Watson him, in other words. They would actually approach him and say, okay, what do you think we need? Do you like? I think they would actually try to appease him and take care of him. And I think that's what this Rondo move is all about, is trying to bring somebody that can complement his game. I'm with you. I think this owner and this front office, they will do anything to make sure that Kawhi is happy and try to make it happen. I agree with you. I think it's slim to none, but I still love that the Heat left the door open, not just for Kawhi, but for any other big whale, as they say, that would fall out. Because as you know, Jeff, whether it's Anthony Mason or Tim Hardaway or Alonzo Mourning or Shaquille O'Neal or Jimmy Butler, he finds that disgruntled star and says, come home, we'll make you happy here instead. And so, Riley has that magic of finding that disgruntled star. You never know who's the next one, right?
Well, I think that's the key point right there. No matter who the player is that the Heat have the flexibility. And I truly think that's the important thing right there for Miami moving forward. And it's the one thing, by and large, they've been able to do. Was there a slip-up here and there, especially maybe in the post, Big Three era, where they committed a little bit too much money to players in hopes of recapturing it quickly? Yes, but that's generally not the way the Heat do business, and it's not the way they've done business the past few seasons. And it's a situation where, with what they have and what they can get, puts Miami in a position to continue to be competitive at the top of the Eastern Conference for the next couple seasons.
Follow him on Twitter at Jeff Zilgit. More importantly, catch his exceptional work covering the NBA for USA Today. Jeff, you have a fantastic weekend, my friend. You stay safe. And as always, thank you for the time.
Hey, no problem. You too, Big O. Take care.
You got it, baby. There you go. Jeff Zilgit, man. Good stuff there. M&S Air Conditioning, let's talk about this because one of the things I love about walking into this studio, I know it's as safe as possible. Because right there, we installed a high-efficiency polarized air filter, folks. You can do it too. Install it in your AC at home and your AC at work. No, you got to have a more clean environment, right? You don't want people sneezing and all that funk is hanging around. You want something that's going to suck up all that stuff and eliminate it, man. And that's what a high-efficiency polarized air filter does. It destroys biological contaminants. It's not just COVID. It's colds. You name it. Anything that's floating around. This will keep your employees healthy. They'll miss less days of work. This will keep your family healthy. That way you're not spreading something amongst each other. You know, have you noticed how keeping away from people and washing your hands and all that, you're getting less colds? Well, we got to do all those other things because we're about to get back together again a lot. So a polarized air filter is so good for your home and your workplace, folks, so you can keep everybody as safe as possible. Clean the air ducts. I'm telling you, call M&S Air Conditioning if you need to fine-tune that AC. Maybe you need to buy an AC. Call M&S Air Conditioning. Call Mike and Greg right now. 954-421-3680. That's 954-421-3680. Tell them that Big O sent you. Call Mike and Greg, M&S Air Conditioning, and visit them on the website, ac-florida.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
For over 20 years, Mr. Glass has been committed to the safety and satisfaction of our clients. Our products are the culmination of innovative engineering, aesthetic appeal, and the highest levels of quality. Through our legacy, Mr. Glass strives to impart the true meaning of quality, service, and sustainability to new generations. Reputation, experience, and trust is why clients choose Mr. Glass. Live the future now. Locate a dealer near you today.
Saturday mornings, 9 a.m., Sean Stanley hosts the Square Circle Digest.
But to be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here. I'm the man.
Now, wrestling fans have a place to call home as Sean covers the very colorful world of wrestling. Tune in every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on the home for sports fans worldwide, OnsideRadio.com.
Can I get a captain?
Captain and what?
Captain and Ginger.
I can't hear you.
Captain and Ginger. He was a Captain and Ginger. Captain and Ginger. He was a Captain and Ginger.
Captain Morgan, official partner of Major League Soccer.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online. To the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful. To those who don't stop and those making all the stops. To the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Dunkin' to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
Hey, it's Big O. You know, air quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
At Baptist Health, we are ready.
To serve. To treat.
To safely proceed with your procedure.
We're ready for ER visits and office visits with skilled surgeons.
Advanced medicine. and multidisciplinary teams. We're ready for new arrivals.
Our new recoveries.
We are ready.
We're ready to diagnose, treat, and manage
anything that comes our way
with exceptional care and comfort.
With the same preparedness and compassion you've come to expect from Baptist Health.
And we are ready.
We're ready.
We're ready
to care for you.
You're listening to OnsideRadio.com. Catch up anytime by downloading the MyTuner Radio app. OnsideRadio.com, South Florida's true hometown station.
All right, we back, baby. Final segment here. So, Donald, who had the stronger Jedi mind tricks over the last 24 hours? Pat Riley or Chris Greer, man?
I mean, I'm going to say Riley only because only because not only that, but it's still an incomplete for Greer because we need to see what he gets in the draft coming up. So I could reevaluate this later. I love the move. Moves up, plural today.
He's turned Tunsil into 4 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders, and a third.
Laramie Tunsil might be the greatest player in franchise history for the Dolphins. Like he might have just supplanted Dan Marino.
You traded him for like what you would get from Mahomes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You would get 4 first-rounders, 2 seconds, and a third for Mahomes.
And who knows? It might still keep paying off in perpetuity.
No, that's what I told you. That's what I said.
Maybe in a couple of years, the first-round pick that they got in this deal could be traded for
again.
something
They'll
else.
trade it again for more picks.
It's like Bitcoin. It's going to keep appreciating.
Right. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Tito. Another crypto mention right there for you. There you go.
I love how Tito scrambles to find
bro.
He scrambles to find the soundbite, even though it's a soundbite of him saying it. So instead of like taking 30 seconds
I could
to
just
find
say it. I could just say it again.
Why
right?
don't you just say it? Like instead you're like, oh my god, I can't find it. It's your voice.
I don't know. Like I feel like when I hit it that one time, it has a little bit of oomph to it. You know, a little bit of sauce.
It's become a thing on the show already, as it is. So,
crypto, bro.
You know what are you gonna do? We might
crypto,
as well,
bro.
See, it doesn't come out as nice.
Yeah, crypto, bro. Yeah, we got to. We definitely have got something going on with that. But no, seriously, I mean, this was, and I really believe that he put himself in position to land Chase or Pitts now.
And that's the big thing for me because when the first trade was made and they moved down to number 12, I liked it only because of all the capital they acquired. But one of the first thoughts, and I tweeted about this, and then 4 minutes later the tweet was irrelevant because they moved up to number 6. But I immediately tweeted, the one thing we have to keep in mind is temper your expectations here because at number 12, all of the above, it's possible that Chase, Smith, Waddle and Pitts would all be off the board by number 12, but it's possible because a lot.
It is possible
because I looked through several, and who knows anything, right? But I looked through several mock drafts, and they all had all 4 of those guys off by that point. So it is possible. But now you've eliminated that because you move back up to number 6, and you still retain an extra first-round pick. So now you're going to have your choice.
And you moved up, and you switched from 4 to 3rd.
Yes,
you moved up an entire round.
Yeah,
also
that's right. That's
right. With all of that, I mean, it really is. You got to give the man a lot of credit how they maneuvered all of that. You know what I mean?
He's Kevin Costner in Draft Day.
Yeah,
that's what he's become.
Yeah,
and I like it. That was one of my favorite movies.
And Riley was like, "I'll give you nothing, you give me something."
So great.
That was awesome. What do you got going today?
Well, we're going to get our gambling picks, our bets for the weekend with Lee Sterling at around 3:45 today. We're going to talk some Miami Dolphins with Omar Kelly, our weekly segment at 4:30. We're going to get into all of this amazing stuff, and we're going to talk about The Godfather and the Miami Heat with Giancarlo Navas from Miami Heat Beat at 4 o'clock. So it's a loaded one today. It's also a Foodie Friday. Since we're celebrating today in South Florida because we've had 24 hours of massive trades, we're going to talk about what is your ultimate celebration meal. Food and beverage combo. Like you're celebrating, what are you eating and drinking tonight?
All right, I like it. Not when you're facing the electric chair, just celebrating.
Yeah, it's not a last meal, it's a great meal.
Exactly, there you go. That's the difference. All right, we thank Jeff Silgate, we thank Clay Ferraro, we thank Michelle Kaufman, and we thank Tito Benash, the man with the drop. We'll see you guys on Monday. Stay safe out there. Much love out there.
Crypto, bro.
We'll be right back to the man of the match with Alex Dano. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You're listening to the home of Inter Miami CF.
His strike is a decent one. It's fired into the top right corner. Gonzalo Higuain opens his account for Inter Miami.
OnsideRadio.com, where the passion for La Rosa Negra runs deep.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online. To the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful. To those who don't stop and those making all the stops. To the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Dunkin' to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
You're listening to this station with more live and local sports talk than anyone else in South Florida.